Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between HuK and Barcode on Dusk Towers. As part of my weekly effort to do a weekly mirror matchup for every single mirror matchup in StarCraft 2, this is our PvP. If you haven't heard before, just for your information, I will be doing a single PvP, a single ZBZ, and a single TVT every single week. What that just means is I don't want to leave any matchup out. I mean, those matchups don't get as many views on my channel, but there are still a good couple thousand of you that do enjoy them, no matter what it is. And so I'm going to go ahead and do those for you, for those players who are Protoss, who want to figure out how to play against Protoss, for the Terrans who want to handle Terran, and for the Zergs who want to handle Zerg. Falcon Paladin is here for you. Alright, so on the top side of Dusk Towers, we have our red Protoss player. It is HuK. And in the bottom of Dusk Towers, we have our blue Protoss player. It is Barcode. So a PvP, red versus blue, here on Dusk Towers. Double Assimilator coming up from HuK, getting his Gateway, and not actually moving into a Gateway Expand type play, which is what I would expect in this matchup, but instead might be a little bit more aggressive, depending on what this next thing is. And it's another Gateway, so 2 gate opening with 2 gas from HuK, which tells me probably going to be double Adept being pumped out of these gateways as soon as he can. Meanwhile, Barcode is going for a single gateway, and he does have a probe over here, but likely, there it is, there's the Nexus. So going for a single gate expand with a single assimilator here. He will likely have Adepts of his own here in the early game, or possibly some Stalkers, just because, again, Stalkers are really good against Adepts. They don't take the extra damage from them, they are ranged, they hit pretty hard, and they're quick as well. So good for defense against Adepts. Not so good on offense, just because, again, Photon Overcharge is a thing that's very dangerous for those Stalkers. But anyway, both players are getting their cybernetic scores at about the same time, and the only difference here is this second gateway compared to this Nexus for Barcode. So we'll have to see how this pans out for both of these guys. HuK is waiting for that Cyber Core to finish, just making probes in the long run. This probe heading on out, and Barcode's probe heading up here as well to see what's going on. We'll see everything. We'll see the double gateway. We'll see the fact that chrono boosting one of them, and it could be Stalkers, it could be Adepts, but the fact that there's 2 gas here tells me, and probably tells Barcode as well, that it's likely going to be Adepts. It sees there's no base back here either. Definitely a 1 base, very aggressive type play heading on out, and the late probe scout from HuK is going to see, again, a more standard type play. Single Adept coming out here. Mothership Core, yep, now on the way. That's going to be very helpful against this harassment with the Photon Overcharge ability. Pylon here covers the entirety of this mineral line, excellently well placed indeed by Barcode. So poor probe is going to die. Getting 2-shot there. Adepts do 23 damage versus light, enough to 2-shot probes and drones and SCVs, Marines, as well as Zerglings. So very, very good early unit. I don't know if they actually kill Zealots in 4 shots. Maybe 5. Anyway, here come 2 Adepts running on in. Psionic Transfer being used. Going to see what they can do. I think they might try to go back for the other base, but no. Instead, they back out. There's a Mothership Core and a Stalker and an Adept here. That's enough to push that off, I think. HuK is now taking his Nexus back there, but it's late, and I'm not sure this is going to work out for him. The Stalker and the Adept, nope, canceling. It is a Psionic Transfer fake out. HuK deciding to actually keep his guys alive and send them home. Yeah, I don't think... Nope, it was just a fake out, just to make sure that his Adepts could get out of there. Mothership Core made the trip all the way down here as well. Didn't do much damage either. I mean, there's that single probe that was lost for HuK, but that 1 base opening, not the greatest thing I've ever seen at all. Psionic Transfer again canceled. Barcode has a lockdown on this man. Absolutely not letting this happen at all. Another probe comes in for another scout. Sees, okay, there is a base here, so it's not a crazy all-in 1 base win or die type thing from HuK. And so we're kind of settling into more of a macro style play from both of these players. HuK, when behind, say it with me, Dark Shrine. Recognizing he didn't do so well in the first 4 minutes of the match, he's going to go for a Dark Shrine here. Does have a Twilight Council. He's not chrono boosting anything out of. He could be using that on this Nexus, I suppose, but I guess he has his reasons for doing that. Gateways being warped on in, Stalkers moving around, and oh, an Adept did come in. Did some harassment, and actually ended up killing 1 probe, because that other probe was killed up here. So, alright, maybe not a complete failure, but it was trading essentially 2 Adepts for a probe, which, not super handy. Stalkers heading on back home as well. Both players kind of settling in, trying to get their armies up. Forward Pylon being thrown down by HuK. That's going to be for those DTs. As the Dark Shrine is here. And warping right on in. Blink on the way for Barcode. 2 gateways coming up for HuK. Is he actually going to make DTs? Let's see what happens with this pylon. Ready, set, warping. Nope, not happening. Stalker does manage to chase down that Adept. Sonic transfers his way up here, but a Photon Overcharge takes him down instead. So again, not a good time to be an Adept in this game. A total of 3 have died, and they haven't really done that much work. Anything warping in here yet? No, we'll keep an eye on it though. We'll try to make sure we'll see when those DTs come on in. Barcode sending a single Stalker on over. And is he going to take a third? HuK going for the early third, trying to make up economic ground here. But this, and yeah, Stalkers for HuK going to take down these unbuildable bricks just to avoid a misclick, an embarrassing misclick in the future there. But yeah, Barcode has a lot of Stalkers. He's going to have Blink before HuK does. Also, Immortal is going to be very useful, and now taking his own third base. HuK scouting this out. Sees the movement of the army, does not actually see the third get placed, but I think he has to make the assumption that's what's going to happen. Although Barcode was very careful not to build these buildings until that probe was gone, so could work out for him. Warp Prism heading in. This forward pylon might not get much use at all, as the Warp Prism could be the thing to make the difference here. A forge on the way for HuK, getting an Immortal of his own, and here come those DTs warping in, hopping into the Warp Prism. Bup, bup. I said hopping in the Warp Prism. There we go. Good boys. Good boys indeed. Stalkers on defense back at home. And once this forge completes for HuK, we should start seeing some upgrades. Right now it's 92 to 76 total supply. Barcode playing this extraordinarily well right now. His army's bigger. He does not have more, well, actually has 2 more workers than HuK does. I apologize. He definitely does. He's got 4 DTs in this Warp Prism. HuK needs to use them, though. The Phoenix comes in to see what he can see. Is there anything back here to defend against this? There is an observer hanging out, so maybe Barcode's ready for this. Maybe Barcode is saying, you know what? I know HuK. HuK likes his Dark Templar. Big old Stalker block here. 15 Stalkers to 5. Oh, Barcode. So many Stalkers. HuK, run. Just run. This is your death coming. Blinking forward, taking out a Stalker. Might be able to take another one out as well. The Warp Prism rolling on in, saying, I gotta even this up. I cannot win the upcoming battle. And Photon Overcharge is up. The DTs are trying to kill what they can, but taking so many shots. But no, picking him up. Moving on into the main base, but Stalker's getting warped in as well. Just dropping the DTs. He's going to lose the Warp Prism. Indeed he does. DTs trying to kill what they can, but absolutely shut down. Shut down by Barcode. Those DTs did nothing, man. 4 DTs lost. That's a lot of gas. That is a lot of gas that HuK lost. And here come the Stalkers. To defend are a few Stalkers, a Guardian Shield, and 2 Immortals. But there are 2 Immortals also here for Barcode, trying to do what he can. Photon Overcharge helping quite a bit here. Mothership Core landing her DPS as well. And is it actually enough to force back the blue Protoss? It is. It is enough to force back Barcode, surprisingly indeed. I felt like he had the much bigger army, but Photon Overcharge might have been the equalizer, even though there was not a single kill there. So, Wait. Where? Apparently there were a lot of worker kills there. 18 probes lost for Barcode. More DT drops? I don't know. Might have got him in there. We need to back up. Sorry, guys. We're backing up. Some of you guys hate this. Some of you guys love it. We're going to do it anyway. Should be about 20 seconds per one of these bumps. It's 37 still. One more backup. Might get us there. One more? Where did this 16 probe count come from? 15. Oh, this DT going to town back here. Did he manage to keep a DT back in this base? He lost the Warp Prism. Okay, I guess we can't go back anymore, but okay, that's basically it. So there was a DT that survived the great DT purge of minute 6 or so, and he did actually get a whole ton of probe kills there. Might have been another DT up there. Again, that's what forced Barcode back. Okay, so the DTs did even it out. They evened it out. Excellent, excellent. Well done indeed. 36 to 46 harvesters. HuK now has the harvester lead. Army supply, I think, still favors our blue Protoss. 3,600, 2,000 to 2,000, 1,000. Yeah, definitely. Barcode is up there, killing so many stalkers. Poked their head out a little bit too far. And Barcode says, I'm going to chop that one off, ladies and gentlemen. Immortals walking on up here with the sentries. Guardian shield up, really only covering half the army here. The Immortals trying to focus on what they can. Double photon overcharge. A lot of sentries are dying. They're on the front lines, not where they want to be. But again, Immortals still remains. Warp Prism warping in more reinforcements right to the front door. Another photon overcharge coming up, trying to kill stuff. Some pretty good blink micro going on from Barcode here as well. Forced to pull off as SCVs. Is it going to happen? Surrounding killing some units. Barcode forced back once again. 39 to 49 total harvesters. HuK still definitely in the lead there, but once more army value, basically double for Barcode compared to HuK. Oops, didn't want to do that one there. So 9 minutes into the game, I would say that Barcode is in a pretty darn strong position. APM for both these players is over 300 for the game, about 340 currently. Again, playing super duper fast. Stalkers and Adepts just hanging out in the front here, making more reinforcements come right on in. There's a pretty much soft contain. The Stalkers say, all right, there's still a huge army down there. Yikes. Double photon overcharge coming up once again, killing one of the pylons. Not photon overcharge. They're trying to get the mothership core. Can't quite get it. Again, still killing stuff here. 4 kills on that pylon. 1 kill on that pylon. Purification Nova whiffing. Nice blink back. But the Disruptors, he won the race to Disruptor, did HuK. And now he should be able to hold this with some good Disruptor hits. I don't know. Another photon overcharge on the way and still attacking here. A forward blink getting rid of the Immortal. Stalkers as well trying to kill what they can. The Disruptor not quite able to Nova yet. And there it is. Purification Nova available. Does he want to use it is the question. And I think he does. He wants to chase these Stalkers home. No, he loses the Disruptor. Oh no, he loses the Disruptor. Another one comes down here. SCV or probes again forced to fight for their lives. Nova not hitting much of anything. Barcode dodging that very, very excellently. Continuing to make Disruptors here, trying to make this work. 39 to 45 total harvesters. Probes again forced to fight for their lives. Stalkers versus Stalker. Stalker count just so much higher for Barcode here. Can the Disruptor do another Nova? Not quite. There it is. Now able to do so, but too far away to really make a difference. Another Nova. Another photon overcharge rather coming up on that right side. The Stalker's just picking away at this Nexus. 2 Disruptors here though could sneak a couple Novas on in. 1 Nova comes in and almost catches a Stalker, and another big group of Stalkers end up falling there, but losing that Disruptor on the ground. Greatly even up the count here. Can HuK actually manage to win this thing? Disruptor comes out to the front lines, ends up getting murdered there. Instead, so many Stalkers for Barcode, not many left at all. The Mothership Core finally falls. HuK has another Disruptor in production, but more and more Stalkers being reinforced here from this Warp Prism on the front lines, and I think this is going to be it for HuK. He's trying to make it work. He's desperately trying to make it work. Another Nova rolling on in and whiffing. Once again, actually hitting his own Nexus more than anything else there. Blinking forward, catching the Disruptor, catching the Stalker. Everything is dead. Barcode absolutely in complete control of this game. And a GG from HuK. HuK is defeated, Barcode's victorious, and HuK has left the game. So there it is, a nice little PvP for you there, you Protoss versus Protoss fans. And surprisingly, the player that didn't go for Disruptors ended up winning. Who would have seen that coming? I really just think, again, it was the DT attacks, or the Adept attacks at the first that did not really do well for HuK. The DT attacks, again, did end up paying off to some extent, surprisingly. But in the end, the Stalker count was way, way too high for Barcode. Cut probes at some point to make those work, and HuK just wasn't ready for it. He had Immortals of his own, he had Photon Overcharge, but the Stalker count was just too high. Some good patience was shown by Barcode, and he took home the victory. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.